people fight for promotion, add each other's names there, and this is part of where we start cheating ourselves. Because we are just looking at this little additional $100, $200 to now being called associate professor, to now being called doctor. But if you look at what you could do, like he already expressed it to us, some of you by now you could be leaving these spaces for those who are graduating, whilst you continue to be mentors and to contribute to industry. But maybe we'll get there. I think we need to seriously think about the value of our education and where it can take us to. We are researching and educating students for who? We are researching and educating students for who? If, for example, we run with the digital tools, I want to give practical examples which you need to think through. Just recently we had ACTAG 5 at Takoradi Technical University. Or technical universities converged there. And then the same question I say, if you run with digital tools and you forget this other technology, it's not primitive technology, for you to research on something you can develop, which is better than a hoe for the back of beyond farmer, so that he or she can be much better in terms of efficiency. And now we are all on digital tools and ICT-driven tools. What will happen to the rural communities? We have talked about equity here. Our theme is what is driving me to this preamble. Equitable quality education, a strategy to promote lifelong learning for all. That is very, very important. Are we balancing? Our context is key. Our indigenous knowledge systems are key. The Eskimos, what do? They build their houses out of ice because that is the resource which they have. Where there are no trees and what, people just use mud, even roofing, things just do happen. We are looking at equitable quality education. I'm just hammering on that part. Equitable quality education. But within the education system, if we are not touching these things that are being pronounced here, who will give them to students? And if we undermine ourselves and we don't fight hard, speak loudly for the appropriate changes to be done within our academic institutions, where will the change come from? I went to Kisangani, 2,000 kilometers from Kinshasa. When people were saying, Doc, you can't go there, there's war, there's what, I went there for an institutional assessment and evaluation for self-improvement. One thing, students told me, we continuously tell them that industry wants people with a specialty in agriculture. It should be horticulture, animal husbandry, or crop production, or soil science. But we hope by your coming, we are going to have the professors changing things. What's the problem? And then they were teaching general agriculture. With general agriculture, at the end of the day, there's not enough time to build competencies, to build the researches that are needed. And so, that would be the end of the thing. When good institutions produce bad outcomes, we know. Students are being told, just to do this to graduate. Am I lying? You don't want to be a doctor? Just take a simple one. A topic that is oversubscribed, the answers are obvious. It's not cutting-edge research. Cutting-edge research is the research that you do, taking over from what has already been done. So where is the inclusion? Where is the equitable quality education? There's something we can do. Quality curricula should include any one of the SDGs. Because the SDGs are called in full Sustainable Development Goals. They came from the society. They came from the community. I can tell you that every course which makes a degree program addresses at least one. I'm saying at least one. All the degree programs we have, they can address all of these sustainable development goals. But now, if you don't include them, then what? We have what we call the Continental Education Strategy for Africa. How many have heard about it? How many have read about it? We have Agenda 2063, the Africa we want. There are 7 inspirations or 7 aspirations. Can anybody give me one of the aspirations? We have the TVET strategy for Africa. How many have heard it? What can we do to improve our TVET, to improve our education system using these documents? These documents did not fall from the skies. It's our ministers of education being fed by our universities, being fed by our reports, and then they are compiled to go to the African Union. At the African Union, they are just consolidated and they need to be disseminated. Whom do we blame? Now, the African Union also should have a powerful machinery to disseminate this. It's unfortunate. People spend money, quality time, doing all these very, very good frameworks, policies, but come implementation,